Hey everyone, guess who's back?
Rain is falling on my head. Pretty soon I might be dead.
Welcome everybody to the Game Cave.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Game Cave, and I'm really excited to have you here again. It has been a long time since I have done some recording, and I just figured, man, I have to start doing some recording again because it's just been that long. Well, one of the main reasons I wanted to start recording again is because it's pretty much been 1 year since I started actually recording for the Game Cave, and in fact I think 1 year coming up. I've actually had very soon here. I'm not sure on the date, so I'll have to write it in. But I had somebody come as a guest for the first time in the Game Cave, and pretty much I'm just here to kind of show you some of the stuff that I've been doing while I haven't been recording, and kind of get you caught up if you've been listening. If you've been lucky enough to be following on my Facebook page, Game Cave Jason, if you search that on Facebook, and I'll put the link below. You can just, all you got to do is look on there. You can keep up to date with me. I pretty much use Facebook all the time. Also, if you follow Instagram now, I post photos and stuff of things that I find and get, and a lot of the things that you'll see here are probably things that you've seen if you've been following my Instagram. So a big thank you to any of my followers and stuff out there who are either subscribed to the YouTube channel, who are like us on, or like me I should say, on Facebook, and then who also follow me on Instagram. It's actually a real pleasure to have all of you here and all of you joining in and following the things that I do and stuff, and your input and everything is always welcome and greatly appreciated. So to kind of update on some of the things that have been going on, I kind of was, I don't know if I'd say if I was in a funk and just not wanting to just jump on recording, just so focused on either adding to the collection or adding to the collection that I want to sell. So some of the things that I like to do is I like to find the stuff, repair it, especially if I get it for a really good price, and then basically sell it, and actually either give friends deals and stuff that I have, or get it out there and make money off of the things that I put my work and harder effort to it. So other things I like to pick up that I like to add to my personal collection of things that I either don't have or I used to have long ago, and then get them back or something like that. So I like to do that stuff as well, and that stuff's been kind of taking up my life lately. I'd show you the room right now, and it may look somewhat organized behind me here, but in actuality there is quite a few things laying around that I need to help get rid of. So I've been trying to sell some things and get things fixed up and put bundles together and stuff like that. So yeah, that stuff needs to get moving soon so I can have my room back, because I know my wife has not been happy about that either. But I did want to go over some of the things that I did find that I was adding to my personal collection as well, and to kind of give you some updates on it and just share my excitement about it in general. One of the first things that happened that I got is actually my modded Xbox that I don't know if I really told you guys much about. I might have posted some pictures and stuff, but I actually had a friend of mine who I met through the 8-bit, 16-bit gaming group who does the modded Xboxes, and it was my birthday around the time, and I wanted to kind of splurge, and so I went for a modded Xbox that basically had like just about every cartridge-based game that was like ever made for the most part. So anywhere between Atari 2600, 5200, ColecoVision and Television, TurboGrafx 16, Atari Lynx, Game Boy Advance, all, you know, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Sega Master System, and going. It also has MAME and CoinOps 7 emulators, which basically emulate arcade games. So on the system there's about 2,500 plus arcade games, so anything that you can think of, it's on there from early years to later. And that would be my modded Xbox right here. I decided to splurge and went for the green shell, the Halo edition. And if you see pictures, I had it modded so that the front end lights up with the controller ports and stuff like that. It all lights up green, so the whole thing lights up green, and it's just an awesome system to have. In fact, I would just this past weekend I went out on a trip to the Wisconsin Dells area, because I live in Milwaukee, of course, if you didn't already know that. And out there they had a big event, and I went with some friends, and we had a hotel room and stuff, and I brought the system to mess around with on some downtime, and we were just rocking some arcade games from The Simpsons, Turtles in Time, Terminator 2, and things like that, all arcade stuff, and we basically had a blast with it, so it was awesome. So once again, the green Xbox modded, the special thanks to a friend of mine up in Florida, and got this delivered to me and just did an awesome job on it. I couldn't promote it any more than I had to. So that was one of the biggest things. So I'm hoping to use that later in some of either just reviews or games or anything, that if any guests come over and they just pick a random game, I can say, I got it, don't worry, it's just going to be on the Xbox. To move forward here on some other things, I was able to sell a Nintendo 64 for a family friend whose daughter was looking for one, and I was able to find one and get her one and everything, and they repaid me in more video game stuff after I found that stuff. And that stuff included a big bag full of PlayStation games, some GameCube games, things like that, just totally given to me just for the work I did for finding the stuff. But one of the main things that I did and I kept, there was two PlayStation Minis, or the PS1s as they're called, that were in the bundle, and this is one of them. So if you, when you were younger, played with the PS1, there's your PS1 right there. I didn't have the little one, I had the fat PS1. I grew up on that one. That was the one that I had and played with, but I didn't have these ones, and you know, how can I say no to free? There was two of them. I sold one with a whole bundle of games and stuff for a really good deal. So I'm really glad that the guy that I sold that to was going to use that and basically get all the good feels back to playing the old PS1 games and stuff. So I was definitely happy to get that, and thank you to my aunt-in-law for setting me up with this and all the other stuff that was in the bag. Moving forward, you might have seen in a pickup video that I put out where I used my phone that had this Atari 5200, this beast. Okay, there was a box with just a whole bunch of games and stuff like that. Some of the games that I had, I put out bundles that got sold with a Super Nintendo and a Sega Genesis and stuff. So some of that stuff's not here anymore, but all the Atari 5200 games and everything are all there. So this thing's a beast. I even packed it correctly with the controllers on top, if you can see. It's not supposed to hold beer, it's supposed to hold controllers. So you angry video game nerds, fans out there would know all about that one. But yeah, still a pretty cool item to have. I did used to play on this one as a kid, and the next one I'm hopefully looking forward to getting is the 7800, the Atari 7800. So I'll be looking for that one possibly in the future. Next is the 2600, and once again, something that you've probably seen on my other pages, but if not, here it is. This is the Heavy Sixer. It is the one from Taiwan. It is not an American model, which kind of sucks, but that's all right. It's an awesome piece nonetheless. I mean, how can you go wrong with wood grain? It is an Atari, obviously, and I'm just happy to have this because I remember playing on this as well, and it really takes you back. And I mean, the bad boy is from like the 70s practically, and it was just really cool to have it. I couldn't pass up on the deal. A guy who I work with was selling it, and he had a bunch of games that were all boxed and everything, and I had to do it. I had to get it together and make it happen. So I picked up 2600 and a lot, and I couldn't be happier with it. Next, one of the better things that I found was actually from the same guy, from my friend at work, who was selling a Nintendo bundle I happened to catch online. Didn't even know it was a friend or a guy from work that I knew, and it was in a Facebook buy and sell page or whatever. And I seen that he posted, showed some interest, and eventually there was some conversation exchanged, and we got to the point where all I was interested in was the Power Glove. Yep, that's right. I got my own NES Power Glove, probably one of the most useless accessories for the NES. It's not useless, it's just very difficult to use. And it came practically complete without a box. So it had everything, pretty much everything but a box. There's instruction manual, the sensor bars that go on the TV and everything like that. I got a chance to use it. It's pretty difficult, but it's still kind of fun to mess with, and especially when I probably only was able to touch one as a kid or whatever. I never owned one. It was still really cool to have, and I got some plans for this. I'm hoping to get like a mannequin hand on like a stand and put it in the stand or whatever, and stand it up and have it, you know, fist clench or something like that, like a Terminator arm type thing or whatever, who knows, whatever. But I think it's really cool, so I was able to get one of these for a decent price as well. The next thing is not necessarily as big, but a while back I got a huge, probably like a month ago or so, I got a huge lot of stuff, 2 boxes full of various games and stuff from a different friend of mine from the place I work at, and he pretty much was just like, I got a whole bunch of stuff, I'm looking to get rid of it, and if you want it, you know, we'll settle on a decent price or whatever, and you know, you can have it from there and do your thing with it. And you know, and I did. So I got a few things that are up for sale. I've already sold a few things out of it as well, but it came with like 2 N64s, like two or three GameCubes or whatever, and it came down to the point where I had 4 GameCubes. I had 2 black ones, 1 indigo one, a silver one, and I already sold one of the black ones, so that's gone. I have 1 black one and a silver one left, and then the indigo one is the one I'm keeping because I think it's more of like a fitting color. I think it's all about the indigo. The price is slightly higher, like by $5 if you look it up and trying to find one. So I felt like this was the one that I wanted to keep that was different from all the other ones. It's not the same black box like you see on all the shelves. It's different. So I kept the indigo GameCube, thought it was really cool, and that's the one I'm keeping. I'm trying to keep some of the games, especially some like good games or heavy hitter games that I have, but also trying to sell some of the other ones with the other games as bundles. So GameCube, still really awesome. I'm happy to have it. The other thing that I have in that bundle of stuff that I got from my friend. There was 2 Xbox 360s, so here's one of them just to prove that I have it. So 2 Xbox 360s. There's some issues with them I need to go about repairing. One was originally modded to play burned games. The other one, there's some soldering that needs to be done, so hopefully I'll be able to go in there and fix that. I got one of them completely apart, not the one that I showed you, but the other one, that everything pretty much works on it except for with the modding happening, Xbox Live and stuff won't update, and I need to go through and have the drive flashed or whatever and get it changed back to all the original settings, so I have to really go about doing that. So I got it all apart and got to do what I can to fix that one eventually. Some of the other things I pick up is I actually like to snag up like the World of Nintendo figurines and stuff, so you see pictures of that come up every once in a while. I started to fill like a kind of a wall full or whatever, and when I get a chance I'll pan the camera through that so you guys can take a look at that. Also, in some of the travels I went to a St. Vincent de Paul, and that's where I pick up a lot of the random cool stuff that I find or whatever. Sometimes I find some really cool toys, and this go around I saw a bag sitting on a shelf that had a bunch of toys in it, and I look, the bag says $3.99 on it, so $3.99, and I look at the bag, and the bag is full of Voltron toys. Okay, so I got this guy here, a whole Voltron or whatever, damn near complete. There's just a couple of pieces missing from it, and everything was apart when I grabbed it. And there was another Lion setup or whatever, another Voltron setup, but it's missing one of the lions. I think the green one's missing, or maybe the red one. One of the arms is missing and the face is missing or whatever. So there's like there was 2 sets of these or whatever, and it was like for $3.99 or whatever, and these things are like super old and awesome or whatever. So I thought it was really cool, you know, you got the whole setup there or whatever. And I actually have one of the original Voltron toys. It's actually the die-cast one or whatever. That's a little shorter than that one, and that one's really cool as well. But this is just neat just to find and be like, man, super cheap or whatever. So really cool find as far as I'm concerned. One of the other things that I got is a Magnavox Odyssey, once again from one of the buddies of mine at work. I'd pull it out, but there's a lot of stuff that's invested in it, and all I have is the shipping box that I'm going to show you, and I just think it's really cool, even just plain by itself. So this is the box for the Magnavox Odyssey, and it's in there with the foam. Everything's packed up or whatever, real nice. But if you need to know what it looks like, I'll put a picture up on the screen, obviously, and show you what I took. Like I said, I always take Instagram photos of stuff that I find, kind of do some cool things with it, make it look neat or whatever. And you'll see that obviously in the corner of the screen. So I got that, and then also, which was with it, it's damn near complete. Okay, it's missing the box that actually came in that box. That box is just the shipping box, and then inside it there was supposed to be another box, and then there's a couple of games missing from the set, because it came with like a card set going like 1 through 10, and like 7 and 8 are missing. And then there might be a couple other things missing from it as well, but it was damn near complete. And then what also came with it was this the shotgun or rifle or whatever for the shooting gallery game, and that's in here. That's in here, looking really cool with the whole setup and stuff, and I was really happy to get that as well. So these are really awesome finds, really cool things to see and have. Just gotta find some places for them now because it's starting to get a little cluttered. Couple other things. 2 of the biggest things that I found that not just find, but that I was even lucky enough to have and receive. One of the second thing, or the first thing that I'm going to show you, is what I found on the Goodwill, and that is my new little buddy here There's Rob for you. Rob the robot for the NES, for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Rob was obviously, most of you probably know, it was packed in with an action set, or I can't even think off the top of my head what the bundle is called right now. But it was packed in with a set for Nintendo, and Rob is a little robot that plays a couple of games with you, just based off the same technology as what the light gun is based off of. So you actually hook it up. It has a whole setup that goes around this. It's basically like there's like a top that spins, and then the top is used to press on like large buttons when it sets it down on there, and then those buttons like push on levers, and those levers push on buttons on the controller that like it sits in, and it's supposed to like basically help you like open doors and stuff for certain games like Gyromite and Stack 'em and stuff like that. And he basically plays with you. So he's really cool, and I got him for only $30. And recent market has shown that these little bad boys, just for this guy alone, can go for anywhere between $75 to $100, depending on who's selling it and where. So I was happy to get this for such a deal. This guy's going to be sitting on my shelf. I'm going to be happy to have him a part of the game case, so to speak. So say hello to Rob. Rob doesn't talk here, so don't expect him to talk. He's just going to be sitting there. Unlike some other YouTube channels. Last but not least, one of the biggest things I'm excited for, and I have to really put out a big thank you out to some of my friends that are also involved in some of the retro game hunting and things like that, and what they get into. And I was lucky enough to receive this item in hopes that I could fix it, and I did. So they gave it it was given to me for free, and I can't say thank you enough. So to Lee and Don, thank you so much for this item, because it is probably one of the things I am most proud of, and the fact that I even got it for free is astounding. And then the next fact that I was even able to fix it was even better, and that is the TurboGrafx 16. Most of you know how the TurboGrafx 16 works, but what it's all about is the little Hue cards that go in here. It's just a little card that goes in, and you play your game on that. This came with 3 games, Kid Courage, Bomberman, and Alien Crash or something, which is like a pinball game or whatever. All cool games to play, and it's really, really different. And my plans for the TurboGrafx 16 is to probably get an EverDrive, because TurboGrafx 16 games are expensive, and I do not have the money for them. But I am really happy to even have this in my collection. So this bad boy, as of right now, sits on a shelf until I get some organization done. But until then, any TurboGrafx 16 games I currently play on the modded Xbox, so I don't have to go looking out for anything. But if I want to play on the original hardware, I'll be doing it, and I got it. So that pretty much sums up all the important stuff. There's been some piddly little stuff that I've been acquiring, you know, little things, little toys and whatnot, stuff that I get to the kids sometimes, or like some board games and stuff that are really cool that I found that are old, like an original Battleship from like 1982, or an original Sorry from like the board game Sorry from 1972 and stuff like that. You know, some of the dates and stuff on these things are really awesome, and it's just really cool to have them and be able to check them out, and have the kids check them out and see them too. And it's just really exciting to have all that. So that pretty much sums it up for everything. So I'm really happy that you guys could come and check out some of this stuff, and I just wanted to give you some updates on everything. As far as life goes, other than working and everything, just, you know, being with the kids and watching them grow. Oh, big announcement, if you haven't seen my Facebook pages and Instagram, me and my son, 4 years old by the way, have beaten Super Mario World together as of today, this date. So upload date might be the following day, but yes, I am excited to announce that, because he has been excited to play. He's gotten better at playing games. He plays Nintendo, and now I upgraded him to playing Super Nintendo, and he loves it. He's been playing Super Mario All-Stars with Super Mario World, and he plays Super Mario World all the time right now, and I love playing with him. And we literally play 2 players. We just take turns back and forth. So super awesome on that note. So with that, once again, all being said, thank you so much for coming by. I greatly appreciate it. I'm glad you could take the time to sit and listen to some of the things that I picked up and just how, you know, what the future holds. I do have some future announcements that I hope to make. You guys probably seen that I was going to be doing some t-shirts and stuff, so if anybody is ever interested in any t-shirts, please let me know. I would love to send you one at cost, so I will not do any any extra charges, especially ones that I have to deliver. So please let me know if you'd like a Game Cave t-shirt. I will show those designs ahead of time, but it's basically my plan is a black t-shirt with the yellow Game Cave logo on it without anything behind it, just the lettering. It looks like it's kind of spray paint on the shirt and stuff, and it looks really cool, and I can't wait to get it in. So got a t-shirts coming if you're interested. And then also I got some, with the new season coming up, let's say, I got some plans for new intros and possibly music and stuff like that coming forward. So I'm really excited for that. So I look forward to the guys that are working on that, in hopes that they're finishing it, and hopefully we can show the world just how, you know, their talent and everything like that with some intro music and stuff. So I really appreciate it. Once again, thank you for coming by, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day and keep on gaming, and, you know, and share your gaming with your family and stuff like that. It's really fun. It really helps bring me and my son together when I have him in the mornings playing with him and stuff, since he doesn't have school yet, and it's just kind of cool, and he loves it. He really enjoys it. And my daughter, she loves playing, and I get stuff for her, DS and things like that. And it's really cool, and she gets excited with me on things that either I find or that when she gets stuff or whatever, she gets excited too. So by all means, if you're a parent and you're doing gaming and stuff too, include them, because they love it. And just imagine what it was like for you when you were a little kid and got to do those things as well. And I do the same I do the thing where I start off kind of in the beginning of gaming, at least for me, with like either Atari stuff or like the regular Nintendo and stuff, and start him off like that. I got my son playing Mega Man and stuff, and he beat his first robot boss on Mega Man or whatever, and he was really excited about that. And those harder games are going to get him better, or get him more ready for the future of games, you know, because now gaming is so much easier. But they'll be able to play through all those games with no problem. So thank you again, and have a good one. And please remember to follow me on Facebook at Game Cave Jason, as well as my Twitter account, and you can also follow me on Instagram as well. And then please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on everything. So on Facebook, you definitely want to comment and share. On YouTube, I definitely want you to subscribe, because if you haven't already, it's pretty awesome, some of the things that we go through, and I can't wait to get some more guests and stuff back in again and doing things like that. And I really look forward to seeing you guys again. So thank you again so much, and we'll see you soon.